So in another stunning turn of events, we find ourselves walking. And I kind of wanted to do something different, just kind of like a walk and talk, and like something more like conversational and interactive, because I've gotten a lot of comments that are really interesting. So thank you for your comments. So one of the comments that I got that I thought was so interesting was somebody was asking, like, if you could heal using cooked foods. I think that's such an interesting question, like, because yeah, there is some sort of magic with raw foods that, like, I can't point you towards any sort of like clinical study or meta-analysis that proves raw food heals you. But I think that's also kind of the key. So hear me out. Like, there is some sort of magic with raw foods. I'm not going to deny that. Like, I don't know exactly what it is. I can't point to it. But like, I think a lot of the healing is just getting out of your body's way. And that's the exact reason why I think that there's so many different diets that people swear by. Like, so many of these diets, they actually work. Like, I mean, a lot of people that swear by like keto, like one of the reasons why this works so well is because you're emulating your body's like fasting mechanisms, right? Like, because there's two real ways to get into ketosis. One, get rid of all carbohydrates that you eat, like no more than like 30 grams, 40 grams per day. Or you can literally not eat any food whatsoever for a couple of days. That will enter your body into ketosis. There are some benefits to that. It's a protocol, and like your body's like way of healing is different. Like, there's so many different like biomechanical pathways that healing happens, but the magic isn't necessarily always with the food. We love to give the food the credit. It's an easy thing to give credit to, but like, truthfully, like, your body is the magical ingredient to all of this. And then like on the other end of the spectrum, like doing like a high carbohydrate, low fat, like moderate protein intake, like cooked food, whole food, plant-based diet. Like, there's a lot of people that do that with a lot of success. Like, I mean, I know like type 2 diabetes, if you're looking to heal from that, one of the best things you can do is limit your overall fat intake, because that actually helps you like become more insulin sensitive. And so like, is it a requirement that you eat like raw living foods in order to heal? I would say no. The only requirement to heal is that you have a body and that your body is functioning. And then you support your functioning body with the right foods, the right protocols, or whatever it is, which kind of leads me to my last point, which is that some of these diets, these are considered to be like extreme diets. They're not meant to be super long-term solutions. Like, we find ourselves in like these extreme like protocols, and they're useful for a moment because like we find ourselves in extreme situations, right? So like, I had type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, sleep apnea. I used to get kidney stones all the time. Like, at the age of 27, that's an extreme situation. And the extreme diet of a fruit-based raw vegan diet helped me to reverse the course that I was on. I will forever be extremely grateful for it. But should I live the rest of my life as a raw vegan? I don't know. Probably not. I could if I really wanted to. Like, I have the know-how to be able to do it sustainably. Like, I know what I would need to supplement. I know the type of foods that I would need to eat on a consistent basis. But that's kind of the caution that we need to take when we partake on some of these diets, because like, you know, there's a lot of people that are just like, raw is the law. Like, as long as it's raw food, that's the only thing that matters. Eat whatever you want. And then they find themselves eating nothing but melons for a few weeks. And then they're like, I don't know what happened, but I just feel crazy. It's like, yeah, of course you do. That makes total sense. Okay, my wife and daughter, they're playing soccer out there. We'll talk more in a minute. Andrew from the future here. I forgot to bring up like one of the main points that I was going to bring up. And it's like, I got this little camera and like I'm doing like the whole walk and talk thing. And it's great. I love doing that. But I just got distracted by like having a great day and like spending time with my daughter. So the point that I was going to make that I totally forgot was, if you find yourself in an extreme diet, maybe you're in an extreme situation, I understand, But if you find yourself in an extreme diet, whatever that is, keto, fasting, raw vegan, the potato cleanse, like whatever, have a strategy that will land you back in a whole food, plant-based diet. Because in my experience, in my research, my understanding, my own life experience, the whole food, plant-based diet is the diet with the greatest health outcomes over the longest period of time. I think cleanses can be great. They can be useful. Again, we find ourselves in extreme situations, don't we? But it's like wringing out a sponge. Like, you got to wring out the sponge so that you can fill it back up with all the good stuff. You can't just cleanse nonstop every day, day in and day out, because there's a certain point of where you may cleanse your health away. If I'm out of breath. That was too much fun. So the other comment that I wanted to talk about as well is I released this short video. It's over on my page. And it was basically talking about like, these algorithms on social media, they tend to show us content that we interact with. I mean, that's what the algorithms do. The goal of the algorithm is to keep you on their app as long as possible, right? So although the people that run these companies may have like one political affiliation or another, the goal of the apps is to keep you on there. And the way that they do that is they feed you content that they know that you will either like or at the very least engage with, whether positive or negative. Like, I'll be honest, like when I see people that comment on my videos or like troll or just leave hate comments, like I just think to myself, you are training your algorithm to show you content that you do not like. That's crazy. So I released a short form video about that, talking about like, maybe instead of like everybody just deleting social media from their phone, although that could be valuable too, how about we take control of our feed? Like, go to those creators that you don't like, and instead of like spending way too much time on that video, getting upset about it, go into the comments, arguing with people in the comments, like just go to that creator and just block them. Like, it's amazing, like your feed, your For You page, whatever it is, will start to look a lot better really fast. And so I released that video, and I don't think I've gotten a single positive comment on that video. Like, one was kind of neutral, but like the rest of them were pretty much like, this is a dumb idea, which is super ironic because that's literally just training your algorithm to show you more of me and my ideas that you do not like. The irony. And Mary, my wife, I have this wife, she actually just brought up, after listening to me talk about that like our algorithms are not necessarily known for broadening our horizons, which is such a good point. Like, if anything, the algorithm is trained to give you confirmation bias. And interrupting that is like, I don't know, it's a hypothesis. Again, there's no studies I can point you to. But it makes sense to like interrupt it and to at least stop telling the algorithm to show you stuff that you negatively interact with. I mean, you will find what you look for in life. And I think social media is just a mirror of that. So she brought up another really good point, which is like, hold on, you actually say it better than me. But like the algorithm, as we know, only pushes out stuff that you engage in. And so like when you have hate content, you are engaging with it, which is also going to not only just reward your algorithm with more interaction with the videos that give you that negative consequence, but the other thing that we always do, and it's involuntarily, I don't know, is that we comment in order to stand up for what's right, to fight for the good.
Having our voices heard is more important than protecting our daily energy. And if a video that makes you angry enough to leave a negative comment gets your interaction, then that's what you're going to be fed, and you're just going to be angry all day. Is that worth it?
that, and then there's this other part of it too, which is, you know, we want to stand up for what's right. I mean, we live in the age of like the Marvel movies where there is a clear villain and a clear hero, and the reality is that it's never that black and white. Like, there is no single villain to stand up against. It's complicated, it's complex. This is real life. Although there are very few villains that do exist, but like, the other part of that too is that in order to fight and to stand up for what's good, maybe the best thing you can possibly do is ignore it, because by engaging with that video, it's also going to push that video to more people.
Yes.
So maybe the best form of activism is controlling the attention that you give to those other pieces of content.
You have to be louder. You have to be louder than the things you hate. Am I saying that? Am I saying that?
Yeah, you have to be louder than the things that you hate. And you only give the things you hate a megaphone by engaging in those videos.
Yeah, my best reaction to a video that angers me is to swipe past it, block it, remove that person from my feed, and stop giving them my, because that's the values today, is your view. Your view is valuable, so I'm not going to give it to them no matter how I disagree with them, so I'm not going to engage with them. I'm not going to give them a platform.
Yeah, it's like mindful scrolling as opposed to mindless scrolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good point to kind of end it today. I want to do more of this kind of stuff, like walk and talk and like just kind of interact. So for everybody that's commenting, thank you for your comments. Like, let's do this more often.